Because I was already an ordained minister at Emmanuel, then coming along to the Good Shepherd, it was about getting to know the people here, what matters to them, where their heart is. The church is really wanting to reach out into the local community and work more with people in the community. And then we've been able to come in with more resources than the church has had for quite a long time to be able to say, yeah, let's do that and let's do more of it. The church has got a real heart for families and children, and they were running a messy church, but kind of struggling with resources and struggling with people to make that happen. So last autumn, we had a big resource church weekend with Emmanuel, with the Good Shepherd and with St Barnabas. And one of the things that came out of that was the speakers were talking about being rooted in a local community and in a local church. And what we ended up with was 3 families saying, we're currently part of Emmanuel, but we feel like actually maybe God is calling us to be part of the Good Shepherd. And so we've had families that have moved over to the Good Shepherd and they worship here in the morning, as well as being part of the family service, the Fold, Families at 4, which is once a fortnight. The Fold is about thinking how we can, as families, become deeper in our faith and deeper in our discipleship and getting to know Jesus more. But also, we want the Fold, the Families at 4, to be a place where people can just come in who don't really know much about church maybe, don't really know much about Jesus maybe, and they can find somewhere that's a welcoming community, that's fun, that's engaging. And what we're finding is that there's some such good relationships that are forming and that are being built and that are deepening through what we do here.
I really enjoy this sort of inclusive services which are all age for everyone. We'll start off with, a really simple, accessible service with some activities woven into the service, and then we finish off by eating together. And there's just something really special about eating together as a church family, about welcoming people into that. At the moment, we're looking at some questions from our big box of questions which we have for anybody, which is, what is prayer, what is baptism, what is church, and then just exploring that and unpacking that. And even though I've been a Christian all my life, I still find that I'm getting value from these services and from sharing these questions and exploring these questions with my kids. As I was becoming more committed and involved with the Fold, I ended up in this awkward position where I was kind of split between churches, whereas I was doing the Fold here every other week, and then every other week I was still worshipping at Emmanuel, and we had this amazing church weekend. They were talking about the different expressions of church planting, and it's sometimes reinvigorating existing churches, but this is where I live, this is my neighbourhood. The first time I walked through the doors here, I couldn't believe, I didn't know this space was on my road, I can literally walk to this church and I'd not been in the doors. There's an amazing group of people here and they've been praying for this church to grow, and we'd love to be part of that with them. And it turned out that I wasn't the only one feeling this way, and I was like, oh wait, if this is on all of our hearts, it would be amazing if we could just all go together. When it finally happened, I felt really calm and peaceful, and it was the right thing. The church who were already here have welcomed us with open arms.
When we actually moved, it was quite hard because we said goodbye to Emmanuel, we came over here, and the following Sunday at Emmanuel, it was like, oh, there's 3 fewer families here than there were before, and it was quite noticeable. And then here, it was like, wow, there's suddenly like 12 kids, and we didn't have that many before. Because we've had families who've come to be part of the whole church community, so not just being a part of the Fold every other week. There's been a really lovely sense of welcome from the congregation, who are just delighted to have families and children and children running around. And sometimes I think, oh, it's quite noisy in here now, but people are thinking this is amazing, because I know that there's been people in the congregation here who've been praying about families and children coming here for many, many years. And what feels amazing is that now, because of the connection we have with Emmanuel, we've been able to resource that and actually have families and children who are saying, yeah, we want to be a part of this church and this community, which means that then when new people come in, there's already loads of families and children around. People are coming and seeing the church kind of full of noise and life and the kids and running around. It means we get to do church and be church with a wider range of ages, which I think is how it should be. I'm really excited about seeing it grow, seeing it develop in terms of families just figuring out how to deepen their faith and their relationship with Jesus in their everyday life.